Three basic mistakes that most people do when they first come to Thailand. Number one, they why everyone. Whying is a beautiful gesture which shows respect and gratitude towards other people. But you don't actually mistake the why as the general greetings in Thailand. Why is very interpersonal, so you don't go around and why everyone. When you first come to this country, you think, okay, I should go and why everyone because this is a hello. But it's not actually a hi or a hello. Whying is very linked with the social hierarchy in this country. You would why people that are older than you, that you know. You would why your parents. You would why your aunties and uncles. You would why your teachers. You would why your customers as well because you feel like you owe your customers for your business. But when it comes to just people that are the same age, people that don't really know each other, saying hi in Thai or sawadee is enough. But you don't go around and whying everyone. So for example, I've seen the examples of people that would go into 7-Eleven and then just why the staff. And the staff would smile. I think the staff would appreciate it. But at the same time, they would also be a bit taken aback because this is not a gesture that people are used to so much. It's nice and sweet, of course, but if you want to integrate a little bit better, then you probably want to be aware that whying is interpersonal, but whying is also social hierarchical. So there's a rule about who initiates the why and when and how. If you want to understand more about the why, I would recommend watching this video of mine where I explain all the concepts and how to why people differently and who why who first. The second mistake that people tend to make quite a lot is to ask the Thai people, what's your Thai name? I think the confusion comes from the fact that a lot of Thai people have very strange names like robot, apple, kiwi, punch, not, off, boss. Well, to me, these are not strange at all, but I think to most people that are not from Thailand, they'll be like, what the hell is this? And a lot of people also think, okay, so most of these terms, most of these names are in English. So they think of these names like, when, let's say, a Chinese person tells you the Western name, usually that Chinese person would have their Chinese name to be called by their friends and family back home. And they would come up with this Western name so that people who don't speak Chinese or Mandarin could just call them way more easily. In Thai, it's not like that. If a Thai person tells you that their name is Peach, their Thai friends and families actually call them Peach. When you ask them what their Thai name is, then it could confuse them quite a lot because they'll be thinking like, okay, but Peach is my Thai name. It just happens to be using an English word. The way that Thai nicknames work is like this. So before a child was born, parents will discuss what their nicknames should be first. So parents will be like, okay, the dad's name is Don and the mom's name is Tu. And so like we both have the T in the beginning of our names. Maybe our child should be called Top, for example, because it would keep the T in the family. Or this is our firstborn child, so let's just call him or her A. And the next one we can call them B. And the next one we can call them C. So when you come across someone whose name is B, you know that it's unlikely that they are the firstborn child, unless the name B comes from the animal bee, of course. So usually the Thai people will get their short nicknames first. When it comes to the name that appears to be on their ID card, they usually get it after the nicknames. And that is because a lot of Thai parents are quite superstitious when it comes to names. Even the most educated ones are quite serious about naming their child. So this official, usually longer name, tend to borrow from Bali and Sanskrit. And the way that it works is this. So the parents would need to know the time of birth of the child first. And that's why sometimes they wait until the birth of the child. And then they would go and discuss the naming procedure with the monks or with the people that they revere who have the knowledge about the science of names. The birth time really affect how the names of the child would be like. For example, if someone is born on Monday, there is this belief that their names shouldn't have the presence of the vowel letter in it. So in English, like you won't have the A, E, I, O, U presence in the name. So you would have the name like Flynn or Glenn, for example. In Thai, it's very possible that the name would be written without the presence of the vowel sound. Obviously, every sound has a vowel sound in it, but it doesn't require the vowel presence in it. So yeah, next time when you come across a Thai person, just trust that the name that they tell you is not the name that makes it easier for you to call. I would say 95% of the time. Sometimes you have people whose name is Pak, but they would tell you that the name is Pat because Pat and Pat is kind of similar. But otherwise, if you would like to know their official name, don't ask them what their Thai name is. Ask them, so what's your official name? What's the name in your paper? But please know this, that their friends and family in Thailand would actually call them with the short name, the name that they have already told you. If you want to know more about nicknames, if you want to go deeper, then I would recommend watching this video of mine. Oh my gosh, I'm so good at tying in these days, aren't I? The next mistake that people do quite a lot in Thailand is something to do with eating. So a lot of people, when they come to Asia, they would think chopstick. I think chopstick is almost like this item that is a symbol of being Asian. Well, it's true for the East Asian culture, I suppose. But for Thailand, the main cutlery that we use is spoon and fork. We also rarely use knife as well. The main bread and butter in the meal is rice, and the easiest way to have rice is to use a spoon in one hand and fork in the other, and then you use the fork to shove the food into the spoon, and then you eat with the spoon, right? Thai people barely use chopstick except when they eat something that is noodle based. So pad thai, for example, you can eat it with chopstick or the kway teow, the noodle. I think historically, Thai food is not noodle based at all. So all of the noodle based dishes comes from China largely, and to an extent also from Burma as well. And so chopsticks were used for these type of dishes. It will be used, let's say, 10 or 20% of the time. Did you know that pad thai isn't actually that old? It became popular and it was invented in Thailand back in the 1930s when the prime minister at the time wanted to promote and build national pride and help people eat less rice during shortages. And even though the noodles themselves come from the Chinese noodle, Thais don't usually use chopsticks to eat the pad thai, but instead they will go with fork and spoon. So the fork just helps push everything onto the spoon. But of course, there are some people that would eat it with chopsticks these days, including people from outside of Thailand. I think the only time that Thai people would use chopstick with something like rice is when you go to the Chinese-ish restaurant where they serve the rice in the bowl and not the plate. Perhaps this is the rule of thumb. If the rice is served on a flat, plate, then just use the spoon and fork. But if it's served in a bowl, then you can as well use the chopstick to eat that rice because the bowl already helps you to make it easy for you to use the chopstick. So next time when you go to Thai restaurants and if you want to impress your Thai friends, just make sure that you don't always ask for chopstick. Just look at the food first and see what fits. Look at your friends and see how they eat it. Just try to accommodate that, when in Rome. Obviously, I think one of the best things about eating in Thailand is that Thai people don't seem to be that judgmental when it comes to table etiquette, except for when they are from the high society, I suppose. But rarely I've seen people judge one another based on how they eat soup, how they, eat noodle and stuff. You can just do whatever you want. If you want to use just the fork and not the spoon, you can do that as well. But Of course, if you want to integrate a little bit better, then, when you imitate the locals, then the locals would also feel like, oh, this person wants to fit in, wants to belong. So yeah, try it out and see how it works. So this is it. These are the three common mistakes that people come to Thailand tend to do when they first arrive here. If you like this episode, I would recommend watching more from this channel. And please subscribe to this channel, click the like on this video, leave the comments below. And if you would like to support this channel to make it stay afloat, then you can do so on buymeacoffee.com/realthailander. Thank you very much. ขอบคุณครับ Yay!